Hey guys, welcome back to Createher Best Life for a brand new video. I'm Kimani and today we are bringing to you another review. I told you guys I'd be bringing you more content in 2023 and here I am with another review, and this one is for Ginny and Georgia Season 2. Like videos like this and you want to see more reviews and more content like this, please give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe and please share with a friend. I would love to have you, and we are trying to grow in 2023, so we're gonna get our content up and our subscribers up. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so like I said, this is the season 2 review for Ginny and Georgia, and this season was so much fun to watch. It was just as good as last season, if not more, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys' thoughts are down in the comments below. First of all, let's do a quick little recap of the show Ginny and Georgia. So Ginny and Georgia is a comedic drama about a mother-daughter duo who have a very complicated relationship. Ginny is the result of Georgia's teen pregnancy, and Georgia's emotional damage spills over into the lives of both of her children in different ways. She is a con artist who would do anything for her kids, even kill. So where we left off at the end of season 1 is where Ginny and Austin are setting ablaze the nightshade that Georgia's been growing outside of their house, and they are abandoning her and her life of toxicity and drama. Georgia is constantly lying about everything, including to her children. So she lied to her son Austin about sending his letters to his father, who is supposed to be in prison, and she lied to Georgia about killing people constantly. Also in Ginny's life, she's now been exiled from her friend group Mang or Mong. I think it's Mong. I can't remember how they pronounce it, to be perfectly honest. But she's the G in Mang, and they have exiled her from the friend group because they found out that she was having a secret relationship with her best friend Max's twin brother Marcus. So now that we're all caught up, now we can talk about what happened in season 2. Ginny is now dealing with being a social pariah, and she has branched out into a new group of friends, which happens to be a black group of friends, and we met a few of them last season, but it's nice to see her flourishing in this space as well, because they also talk about the duality of growing up as a half black, half white person in the United States, and how difficult it can be to feel comfortable in both spaces, which they talked about a lot in the show. And I'll get to that even more when it comes to her going to therapy with her mom. So as the season progresses, Ginny enters an actual relationship with Marcus, and they end up falling in love and create this nice world for themselves. She's really able to lean on him and share a lot with him about her mental health struggles and her self-harm and going to therapy thanks to her father, and so she is really feeling close to Marcus and like she can really depend on him. And what's really sad about it also is that at first she can't share everything with him because she knows that her mom has committed murder and she doesn't know what to do with those feelings. So she's dealing with some serious issues with anxiety and self-harming due to the fact that her mom silences her a lot and makes so much about her that Ginny doesn't have any space to feel whatever she's feeling. And so she takes that out by self-harming, but she's also able to confide in Marcus, which is really great to have someone to be able to share those feelings with. And now he knows that Georgia has committed a crime. So I'm sure we'll see more of that in season 3, because now she knows that Marcus knows, because he randomly told her when he was drunk and high, because he has also been going through a lot of mental health struggles as well on his own. So on top of Georgia being emotionally immature, she is dodging the PI that followed her into town and completely spinning herself into a web of lies and constantly trying to cover up what she's done before. Not to mention, that same PI is living with her coworker that also hates her and wants her to go to prison, but she blackmailed him too, so he's now on her side. They're now friends, but the PI is not in on that friendship. And the friend, whose name escapes me for some reason, I don't know why, he doesn't find out until the end of the season that the PI is actually not interested in an actual relationship. He says that it's not all fake. However, he was using him the whole time because he wanted to get close to Georgia. So there's that. In addition to that, Georgia is now engaged to the mayor named Tom, and she is struggling being able to let him in emotionally and share with him all the struggles, and also share making decisions with him. So she completely shuts him out from pretty much everything, and he feels like he can't have an equal say in any of the decisions. She keeps him out of her family business even though he has moved in. So it's a real issue and strife between them, and they actually end up getting married in the end. But then there's a cliffhanger. She ends up going to jail that night because the PI gets her for murder. So I mean, now it's gonna get really interesting with her relationship, because he even knows so much about her life because she spilled her soul to him, but now he's gonna find out that she is in fact actually a murderer as well, on top of all the fine artistry. Another great thing about this show is now we get to see Ginny's dad, Zion, be a part of her life, because he has now moved into a really nice apartment in town so that he can be more of a present parent. So we also get to see bits and pieces of his life and his parents and family, and they add in bits and pieces of Black life and what it could be like for Ginny to spend more time with the Black side of her family, so that she can also share those experiences, because she is a presenting Black girl, which is difficult in all white spaces. And so it's nice to have other people that understand that you can lean on for moments when you deal with things like racism, which she experienced in class with her teacher. Not to mention, she was also dealing with that and trying to hide it from her friends because she didn't feel like they would totally understand. So that's why it was interesting the way that they wrote the story, where she was able to lean on her Black friends in this moment, but now she's able to share through poetry and through her actually going to therapy and learning to actually think through her thoughts. She is now sharing those issues with her white friends, and they have acknowledged it. They didn't really touch that much on it, but what's good is they show that the friends are willing to learn, and they're willing to stand up for her and do what's right. So anyways, back to Zion, Ginny's dad. He has moved into town to make sure that she also has great emotional support, because he sees that she is truly hurting living with her mom, so he offers to let her stay with him, and then she confides in him and lets him know that she is in fact self-harming and doesn't know what to do, but she wants to stop. So he is the parent that steps in, pays for therapy, and convinces her to go, and that is what's helping her to become truly better and understand herself, understand her mom and her troubles, and be able to articulate all of her feelings. Another thing that's really cool about this season is we get to see Austin more, because he's a little older, and I think that they're able to, you know, have him play a larger role in the lives now, or in the show, I would say. And it's great because we get to see how Georgia's life of crime has impacted him in a negative way, and also the fact that we find out that his dad is now out of prison, and we see that his dad is an abuser. So Georgia is a little emotionally abusive, but the dad is both emotionally, verbally, and physically abusive to Georgia, and we see that unfold. And we also see how much Austin and Ginny truly love their mom and want to protect her. And so that's part of Ginny's turmoil, where she self-harms and holds everything in. And then Austin actually tries to physically save his mom by finding Georgia's gun in the house, which she lied and said that did not exist when Tom was looking for the guns in the house to get rid of them, because he is mayor and he's pretty much anti-gun in the house. So she lied and said that there were no more guns in the house. But Austin found it in their bedroom, and so he used it on his own dad because he witnessed his father abusing his mother. Another thing that's interesting is that this moment was after Austin had seen his mother commit murder. So he's just been all types of messed up. I mean, Ginny is too, but the fact that he actually has witnessed the murder. So I'm really terrible with names, and you guys are gonna have to bear with me, and I will type the name out up here somewhere so that you guys can see who exactly I'm talking about. But the woman that Georgia hates, who she is trying to use to get on the board in the show so that she can be more a part of the community. That woman also has a husband who is dying from cancer, and she also has a son that is bullying Austin. But he and Austin have now become very close friends, so Austin goes over there for play date. Austin witnessed his mother kill this woman's husband, but it was more of a mercy kill, and she thought that it was a mercy kill. I'm not trying to justify her actions. I don't believe in murder. But in this case of the show, she was trying to provide a mercy kill because the woman confided in her of how hard it is to watch her husband wither away and for her son to watch his dad wither away. And so I can totally understand how she would feel that way, and I totally understand why Georgia, who is okay committing murders, would justify this as an act of mercy. And you know, without putting my own judgment in this, there are some people who believe that that would be a mercy kill. So I think that that kind of humanized her a little bit, because you can tell that Georgia really does care for people, but you just never really, you see them justify her actions each and every time, because of course she is the protagonist of our show. So we're gonna root for her every time. But anyways, she does that act of kindness, or what she thinks is an act of kindness, because this friend helped her get away from Austin's dad, who she witnessed abuse her. We also see Joe a lot more. I wish they would include more about his life, more so than they do, but they included a little bit more of how he's not necessarily such a upstanding guy all the time. But I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. I think that's more of them humanizing Joe, because they show a little bit of his past and how he, you know, sought revenge on somebody that was mean to him in high school. And so it was also revealed that Georgia remembered him from when they were young, and he's clearly in love with her, and she feels something for him, but she knows that she doesn't want to be with him because she wants the rich guy, and she wants the guy that is, I guess, head over heels for her and whatnot. I mean, Georgia just pulls guys. It is what it is. Her clothes are fire, and apparently the guys love her. So it is what it is. So she can get anybody she wants, and I'm here for it. So she clearly chose who she wanted to be with, and it was not Joe. One aspect of this season that I really, really love, and just the show overall, is how much they talk about mental health. And Ginny and Georgia had their own issues. We see Ginny expressing herself through poetry, and then her mom crashing her therapy session, which is unhealthy, and they show how much unhealthiness Georgia brings to Ginny's life. And it's great that, one, they show Ginny have a black therapist, because I think that, you know, for the average black person, that is super important to have a black therapist, because that therapist understands how going through life is for you, and they understand if you were to bring up something about how racism and the systemic racism has impacted your mental health. They totally get that, where you know, a therapist from another ethnic background might not necessarily understand to the fullest extent that you would require them to. So I thought that was awesome. And then Ginny was able to express her issues with race with her mom, and how her mom kind of overlooked it and glossed over it and didn't provide environments for her to embrace her blackness and understand it. And she never really tried to understand what it was like to go through life as a black woman, where Ginny has to do so. So I love that they did that. I think they did it in a beautiful way. Of course, they didn't have enough time to do so, but I love the acknowledgement, and I love how they were able to grow Georgia as a person and able to grow Ginny as a person. And so another character that is also dealing with mental health is Ginny's boyfriend, Marcus. I think it was midway through the season, he entered into a depressive episode. And so his family knew, like his parents and his sister, they knew exactly what to do. They switched his meds, and they just showered him with the love and space that he needed. And so what's interesting is that they showed how much mental health is not obvious to other people. Most of us tend to be in our own worlds. We don't notice when someone's mood changes. We don't notice when they're acting weird. And if we do, like what Ginny did, she took it as if it was about her, which we all have done before, and which her mother definitely does. But instead of taking it about her, she should have been like, hey, is everything okay with you, because you've been acting differently. And so he was suffering silently. He didn't share it with her, And part of that is how they depicted depression, which was very accurate. You don't necessarily want to talk to anybody. You don't want to, you self-isolate. And so I love that they included that, and I love the way that they included it because it just happens out of nowhere. And that's what happens to real people, and I am so appreciative that they were able to do it justice. And I can't wait to see how they show him in the next season, because he just stayed in his depressive state. And it was beautiful because they kind of broke up, but she was able to be his friend in this moment because that's what he needed the most. What I loved about this season was it had a lot of heart, from romance to family to friends. I think that that is just the epicenter of the show. I love it so much. And I admire how well the writers and the actors were able to bring this show and these characters to life, because I think that each character has such an awesome independent voice of each other, and they work so well together. And I also love that they included more, I know I'm probably gonna sound like a broken record, but it's so refreshing that they have included so many Black actors in the show now, and it makes me feel seen. I'm sure it makes a lot of people feel seen. I was gonna watch the show regardless because I just love shows and characters, and it's not always about race for me, but I am so appreciative that more and more shows are doing that, which is why I'm a creator myself, because I want to create what I want to see. And so I think that it's just been such a great storytelling experience, and I can't wait to see more. So if you guys like watching shows like Ginny and Georgia, please comment down below and let me know what your favorite part was, who your favorite character is. I know who mine is. It's Max. Hands down, it's always gonna be Max. I love her. She is the most dramatic, and I feel her antics deeply. I love her. I'm not like her, but I love her. And so, also don't forget to give me a like, subscribe, and share with a friend. I can't wait to have you join the family, and I can't wait to bring more of these reviews to you guys very, very soon. I have a lot of stuff on my watch list, as you guys have seen in the previous video. So if you have not seen my watch list, go watch it and then come back and watch this. And then I want you to subscribe so that you can never miss a day when I bring to you another watch list or another review. Also, while we're talking, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything moving forward. So I can't wait to talk to you guys real soon in a brand new video. Until then, bye guys.